Hey everybody, you are required these days to get an expert. And when you have a chance to talk to somebody who has engineering background, business background, or the expertise necessary, that's who you should look for. We're going to talk to somebody right here. Schraer Heating and Air. Stay tuned. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show. If you missed our first interview, our first discussion here, our guest literally has doubled my knowledge. I didn't realize how much it is that people need to understand. But Jake is an expert when it comes down to it, because literally working for one of the biggest electrical HVAC manufacturing, the compressors is the major component, Emerson?
Yeah. They also do thermostats and controls, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you're helping the companies developing the pieces that are being used here, now you're going to have so much more of an understanding. So check out that first interview. A lot of great information that Jake shared with us there that makes this so much more valuable for our guests here, and tune into that. But as we finished up, you gave a great synopsis there. I'm always one that says, hey, give me your elevator pitch. Tell me what is it that sets you apart. And we've rephrased that question. Finally, 3 years later today, I just said, tell me why someone should choose your company. You gave a quick version there because we were running out of time for that first show. But now give me a little more in-depth about some of the real benefits you offer, that why you should be the HVAC heating and cooling company people should choose.
Yeah, it comes down to, it goes back to our 1946. We're very proud of how long we've been in the community and how long we've been able to serve customers. And what that means is we have a staying power. And the staying power gives us the chance to offer better guarantees and better warranties to customers that otherwise you can't get. And so we offer a 12-year part warranty, 12-year labor warranty. And that just means total peace of mind for 12 years with your HVAC system.
Yeah, when you're talking about an HVAC, heating, what's
ventilation,
that? And air conditioning. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
That's what the V is. All right, you're not talking about something that's just like, okay, I can just change the switch. It's going to be a lot of moving parts here, a lot of these vents and everything that's involved. You're looking at how much does the average unit cost these days, and you start out at what level?
It can range anywhere from $7,000 to $30,000 on the high end. So yeah, they get very expensive. It's not something to just take lightly. It's something to be very considerate about.
Yeah, and when you get that service contract. Now, I was recently doing some shopping with this. We got our unit, but I'm a do-it-yourselfer guy. Tell me, I'm going off here a little bit, but and I talked to a friend of mine. His name is Dale, and I said, Dale, I'm looking to buy one of these units. I can get them online, and he goes, you don't want to do that. Yeah. And that is because, and this is a guy, this guy can engineer and rewire your house. Okay, Dale's one of those guys. But you don't want to do that, because then you do not get the guarantees, because the manufacturer's not going to say, you installed that with your brother-in-law, that's great, or your expert friend that I have, right? We don't know for sure you did it the right way. When you have it installed professionally by you and your team, then you're going to get those guarantees. 12 years is a long time.
Yeah, and it's really critical to think about it. Think about it like this. Your HVAC system is really not fully manufactured until it's fully installed in your house. It comes in pieces, and those pieces get wired, piped, and mounted together finally in your house. And so in some way, it's almost like if you were to buy a car and you first get the front end and then the engine and then the tires, and it arrives at your house and you got to put it together. Obviously, you want an expert doing that, because you're putting thousands of dollars into this thing, and if the mechanics don't fit together perfectly, you've just wasted a lot of money. And that's what a common mistake homeowners make is.
Boy, I am laughing on that one, because I'll go back to, I'm not naming names, okay, but I use that same analogy when I would talk to clients, and I'd say, and I was trying to explain this to the company I was working for, and I'm like, we're giving everybody a car. It's just coming in pieces, and now they've got to assemble this car for their marketing. And again, it's all technical stuff. It's all done on a computer, so it's not like you're turning wrenches, but it's still like, how would you expect anybody to ever put together a whole marketing system that has got 13 different components? Likewise, why would you ever take the risk of doing something like that? Or having somebody who's unqualified. Like, you can find your brother-in-law or somebody who's a friend or somebody who's done this in their past a few times, but you're putting a lot of risk by doing that. Warranties and value, the longevity and integrity of the system.
Yeah, and well, not to mention a lot of times it's illegal too, because you're using very sensitive gases that have an enormous impact on the environment, and they've been heavily regulated because of that. And so, one of the things that most homeowners don't realize is, it is critical to get the right installer at the home and to do that final assembly. And it can make or break the brand new system you just put in. It's almost like if I was to buy a brand new Prius, let's say, a Prius is known for being very energy efficient. Well, if final assembly is up to me or up to my Uncle Joe who watched some YouTube, then I may not get the 40 miles per gallon that the Prius is advertising. I might end up getting 10 miles per gallon because he screwed on the gears wrong, and so
why is this thing making so much noise? Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Yes. No. Okay. Great emphasis there, and that leads to what we might talk about. What is the biggest mistake that people make? Is it trying to cut corners? Is it waiting too long? Is it not getting enough feedback with regards to get a couple estimates, get some experts in there, get a company with a proven track record rather than your brother-in-law who's done this for 3 weeks and just came out and maybe went to the school that does the training for this, but you still want to have somebody who's got the experience. What are the mistakes people make?
Yeah, honestly, the number one mistake I see people making is trying to onesie-twosie it and not bite the bullet and get it done and take care of it 100%. And the issue that you have when you onesie-twosie things like an HVAC system is you're going to constantly run into problems. It's just going to be a never-ending series of repairs or patchworks or duct tape and baling wire and all the kind of things that just
what about
lead.
Velcro, right?
Velcro, yeah, there you
go.
go.
One, everybody done that. Yeah. So what you're saying is, if you have one component fail, then okay, you replace that one component. It's new. The rest of the system isn't even designed to work with that, and you cause some other problems. And by the time you've piecemealed a bunch of things together, you spent more than you would have done to just get it done.
Fully, 100%. Okay. Yeah, with a guarantee. And a lot of people think that the refrigerant in there is a consumable item. It's not. It's supposed to stay there forever. Yeah. It should never be consumed by the system. It's not like engine oil. Engine oil does get consumed somewhat through the burning process, but refrigerant is supposed to be fully sealed and always working. And so there's a little bit of a misconception that, just come on over and fill her up. And
I've had the Freon filled in my old system, no longer doing that, everybody. But literally, and now there's different levels, and then the NRA 480 or whatever the numbers are, and then the old one you can't use anymore, you can't get it. If you find somebody, they'll get it to you. Somebody's going to get it. Somebody could go to prison.
Yeah.
These are not things you want to skimp on because you end up causing yourself many more headaches.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, sometimes you can get lucky. I will acknowledge, but if you're like me, your odds are out. You're going to lose every time.
Well, just don't cut corners like that. I've seen where, what did I have? Now, I've seen this happen on the other end too. But how often is this the case? Sales guys come and try to impress his boss, and comes out and says, "Hey, boss, I just got this big deal," and they oversold something that they didn't really need.
Right.
That's not a good strategy. I'm sure you
know. No, that's terrible. And the way that we like to think about our role is it's education. So when we come out to do an inspection or a bid for your house, what we're looking for is specific things we can educate the homeowner, on why it's broken, what's going on, and what the most intelligent options are for you to consider to fix it and make your home comfortable again. And in a lot of cases that means there's better options than just the cheapest thing. The cheapest thing, if you're on a budget or you're moving soon or other circumstances, that's by all means going to take care of you. But a lot of customers we find are interested, well, what if I did upgrade a little bit more? If you bought a car, are you going to want the one with the crank windows, or would you like an AC or a stereo with Bluetooth rather than just an empty panel there in front of the stereo?
I guess there's still options for that. These days it seems, but there's a wide range of potential options, but you're saying get the one that fits you the best.
Yeah.
Not something you don't need, but also then something that doesn't cause you to have to replace it much more sooner. So now you're spending all that money again 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years later when it could have lasted 15 or 20.
Yeah, and what I would always caution homeowners to do is make sure that you're working with someone that's not pressuring you into a sale immediately. And the way to do that is to just gauge whether or not you're learning from them, and you're learning exactly what you should think through in order to make the right decision, rather than feeling like you're under duress and it's really hot in your house and the technician's saying it's got to be this, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be spending 20 grand right now. So those are things that are red flags when it comes to those sales experiences.
It's better along those lines. Is there financing available? How do you help people to pay for these things?
Absolutely, yeah. These are very expensive systems, and most often they can become very affordable if you get long-term financing. And most reputable HVAC companies will offer financing. We offer it anywhere from 3 years to 15 years. That's almost payments become very affordable at those longer terms.
If you can spread that over a 15-year period,
that's a long time.
Versus your car, right? They won't even let you do that with your car.
Right.
But that payment becomes very affordable, and then you might be saving more money than that payment costs you, depending on the ratio there for the efficiency that you've got there. Getting into my numbers again, we talk about that. Well, tell me, is there a specific time? I can only imagine somebody like yourself has been in business for a long time, helped a lot of people. Give me an example of a customer where you knew they were in a tough situation and you had to kind of go above and beyond to help them.
Yeah, well, the best stories that I like are when I get a call or one of our office personnel gets a call and we're able to resolve this situation over the phone. That makes me the most happy, because if a customer has a system that, let's say, it's just not running, and we can immediately point them to a few things that are very simple but sometimes overlooked by the homeowner, and while we're on the phone, their problem's resolved, we're very happy because they're very happy. And they didn't spend a dime on us. We don't charge for phone calls. It's just part of the customer service we're trying to give, and it's like we treat our own neighbor. That's one of our mantras, is we treat customers like neighbors, because they are. And we want to make sure whatever care we would give to our literal next door neighbor, we want to give that exact same care to every customer we interact with.
That's a great marketing strategy, covertly, everybody. I'm saying that to say, when you help other people, then your reputation preempts. That's what
populates.
It becomes the what you're getting to first, and then you develop that reputation with helping people. It's really, I hate to say it that way, but it's effectively a great way to market your business, because now you're doing what's best to help them rather than just trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
And that's what people want, and that will cause more business to come your way. A lot of people don't talk about that, but that is the truth about the way how you run a good business. And just taking that phone call, because you're not making money on that. No. But long term, it might pay off, because they go, hey, these guys helped me, didn't try to stick it to me, didn't tell me I had to have a checkup come out to my house for $79, and then try to sell me a unit on top of that, over the phone, fix it, didn't even charge.
Yeah.
You do that all the time.
Those are my favorite.
Those are the favorite. There we go. I like it. All right, everybody, we're going to take another quick break here. We got some more fun. This is a touching story for me personally. I bet a lot of people it will resonate for you. How many of you have run into somebody that just kind of brought back a series of things together, and keeps us all connected in life, about what we're all trying to do on this little planet. Check it out. All right, everybody, we're outside of Patios. This is where all the best baseball fans go. Get a good picture right there of Patios there. I'm paying my camera guy here. Sonny, we agreed to pay you double what we paid you last time, right? All right, we all know how much that is. So a little bit of the excitement we had here the other day, annually we make a trophy, right? This trophy right here is this year's trophy. It does get a little weathered, let's just say, over time. And I happen to have decided, I had a guy come up to me and goes, hey, Cowboy, what's up? I told him I'd come back. I did come back. A lot of times when I get caught up, but that happened to initiate. He goes, what's up with the trophy? I said, well, we do kind of a dedication. It's in memory of my father, who raised me on baseball, right? Which is a great thing to be raised on. And I signed it right there. And then as I signed it, I put Braxton, and I dedicated it, Braxton Rethers. That's my dad. 38 seconds later, I go walking down. I see a youngster who's got, this is the same hat you were wearing that game? And I go up to him, I'm like, hey, what's your name? We got to do a cheer. Go ahead and hold the trophy for me. And I always get somebody, Carl, what's up, brother? I always get everybody's first name. And I say, what's your first name? What's your first name?
Braxton.
His first name is Braxton, everybody. If you don't believe there's some higher power stuff going on this little planet, The odds of somebody also being the name Braxton 38 seconds after I put my dad's name, who happens to be Braxton, there's something going on. So that brings us all Cardinal fans together. Who is your favorite player and why do you love the Cardinals?
My favorite one is probably Mason Wynn.
Mason Wynn. And it kind of sounds like Braxton, so we're going to go with that one too. All right, and you say your name is?
I'm Tyler.
Tyler, right, Tyler?
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite player and why do you love the Cardinals?
I'm kind of a Mason Wynn guy as well. Young guy, bad on injuries, and loves the grit and adversity from the kids. So.
Well, back in the day, my favorite player was also a shortstop by the name of? Ozzie Smith. All right, so if you guys don't mind, let's take off our glasses for a quick second here so we get to know the crowd a little better. You got it? I'm going to hold the trophy. This thing's heavy, isn't it? Looks heavier on TV. You got it? All right. That's how you do it right there. Hold your trophy. On the count of 3, let's go Cardinals. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Let's go Cardinals! Way to go, Braxton. Give me some knuckles. Woo! Tyler, you're awesome.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Good work. We'll see you inside the Cardinal game.
Thank you.
Is that cool? Thank you, guys.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! Well, there you have it, everybody. That's a little bit what we get to do, and there's some great sponsorship there. If you want to learn about that Gold Cowboy stuff, check it out. I just updated the video. We got an interview with the CEO of the company. My buddy is the #1 distributor in the company. He said, you want to interview the CEO? I'm like, these guys have 100,000 members, and you're going to connect that. And now I've got to know Jason a little bit, and I'm working with those guys. So a lot of good stuff there. Learn about gold, everybody. It is one of the most valuable things you can learn about because it is appreciated. It beats the stock market, beat the S&P. A lot of your investment guys can't even do that. And they start you and they make money off you and they can't even perform. But check that out. So with that, I like to get into the technology side of this. If you want to learn more about what we can do and what my company does, what I will offer to help people with for free, get this book. Now, this book is actually $15, I think, so it's not free, but I have a lot of information I share for free. But if you grab this book, Magnetized Media, yours truly wrote the first chapter, the foreword. They said, Cardi, you really wrote the first chapter. But this helps people understand this media stuff is not going away. You need to understand how it works. And this book kind of is a no-brainer if you want to get into that. And it's a wise decision if you plan on having a successful business here in the next 3 months to 25 years.
Yeah.
AI is coming, everybody. I can show you what that's doing to people too, if you want to talk about that. But with that, tell me, how has media technology, tell me what the ways technology has impacted your business. Obviously, beautiful website, good job. Use some chat bots and other important things to help people that don't want to talk to you maybe, but they need more information. What are some of the other things you've learned about technology to help your business, even if it's just stuff done in the HVAC field?
Yeah, well, it's simple stuff like when you're chatting with a business, you'd rather not have to go through all of the corporate-y channels. You'd rather have it be like talking to a friend and making it very easy and conversational. And that's what we've implemented. So we have text messaging through Podium, which is one of our partners or one of our vendors, I should say. And we also make it easy to schedule. You can directly schedule from our website, and then our team members will call you. So calling us is the most common form, but we try to make it as easy and as comfortable for the customer as possible to reach out to us.
Yeah, so far as technology goes, those are great things to talk about and discuss. One of my good friends was on the show, Chris Orff, and he was sitting here talking about it, and he says, they got 3 different categories, really. The older crew, they want to sit down and want to talk to you for a half hour and learn about it. And that's the way we used to do things. Nothing wrong with that. These days, things are moving a lot more quickly, some people say. So there's people in my age category. I don't know how old you are, Jake, but I'm 53. Jake looks like he's at least 10 years younger than me, maybe more.
42 almost.
Okay.
I'm 42
Wow, 10 years.
tomorrow, or a couple of days.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
But yeah, we would like to learn about it, but give us a link and we'll go figure it out and we'll research it. Versus then, they say, this is a joke, everybody, nobody get their feelings hurt. But the younger generation where they're like, don't look me in the eyes. Just send me a text. I don't want to talk to anybody. And that's the joke we make, but I've learned that's not always true. My niece is going to college and she's very good at communicating. But bottom line is the technology makes it a lot more efficient. So take care of that. And so how do somebody get started with you? That's what we talked about here. I'm going to put on the screen for everybody a couple things here. So there is your Facebook page. So find information out there. You've got a lot of good information for people to gain by that. But you also then want to go, this website, you did a great job. I give quick evaluations on websites all the time, but my evaluation is you did a great job. I would advocate only one change. Put a nice instructional video.
Yes.
Maybe an interview that you had on a major television network.
Absolutely.
That will help people to understand what you're really about, because we don't get to sit down and talk to the CEO very often, but if we can listen to him for a little bit, that'll make us more comfortable in making a decision. But here's your text, email, or text and chat. I like the scheduling program you got here. It's very similar to one we offer, and literally, like, people can I'm not going to click on this because I've got so many forms I've filled out. It starts sharing on the screen all of the things that I may have filled out on my many computers. And now the computers all track and go from the other computer to the other computer. So who knows, may show up there. I don't want to give away any of my clients' perspective information. But fill that form out, because that was quickly into your system. And then it's actually scheduling on a calendar for people, so then they get an email that will populate their calendar and say, hey, the appointment is set for this time. No back and forth about that. That saves people a lot of time. Is that the way that works?
Very easy. Yeah, you can directly schedule. It will trigger someone on our end to confirm it. So we don't always, immediately dispatch a technician, but we will double check and text back or give you a call to make sure that was what you wanted to do.
Well, that's what you're making people's lives a lot easier when you engage in some of this technology stuff. Everybody, I'm telling you, I've seen it happen, and it's painful for some people initially, but once they get used to it, my mom, I always have to she's like, oh, I didn't know you can do that. It's much easier. I'm like, yeah, Mom, you should click on it. You're not going to set off any nuclear weapons here. She's afraid she's going to start some World War III or something. I'm like, no, your computer. Worst case, Mom, reboot. My mom, I've always trained her. You reboot first, then you can call me and I'll help you. But if you don't reboot first, all I'm going to do is ask you to reboot. So that's the process, and we appreciate that. But tell me then, what is as a business owner, what is one of the biggest challenges you had to overcome? And somebody who's transitioning from the corporate world now over into the business owner world, what are some of the things you've seen?
Well, as always, the biggest opportunities and most fulfillment, but also the biggest challenges can be the people side, and just managing a team of people that have various backgrounds and various skill levels, and trying to encourage a culture of high performance and getting folks trained so that they have a good confidence going into any home. And trades are difficult businesses to be in. So anybody that just starts out, it can be very intimidating to step into a house and you're expected to fix the problem, and sometimes even you don't know exactly what you need to do, and so you gotta have proper training and proper guidance and management from your company leaders to get you through it. And so we focus a lot on training and ensuring that our technicians are very experienced, and we also bring in new guys and gals to get them trained and learn from the seasoned veterans as well.
Yeah, you strike me as a guy who likes that strategy of always trying to encourage people to improve and do the best for themselves. We don't want to be the guys always going, you didn't do that right, why didn't you do it right? Hey, that didn't work out. I learned it from my boss. Hey, I knew when I messed up something, he'd be like, hey, Carter, you did a great job here, you did a great job there, but here's something we just got to work on a little bit. And I was like, okay, what you're saying is I screwed up, I get it. But
That's the only thing we remember. Yeah.
Right? But it's that mentality, that approach to be positive and try to encourage people. I'd like to. Does that make sense? Is that what your kind of your strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to get folks, the support and training that they need in order to succeed. And there's so many resources now. I mean, with AI and ChatGPT and YouTube, you can virtually ask anything, and it will tell you specifically what to do. It's pretty amazing, really. So we're trying to implement that into our business as well. It's just training them on how to take advantage of all the tools available.
That's how you do it. Boy, we were talking about it. I had a guest earlier today, and we said, do you have a slogan? And he hadn't yet worked on that. And I just realized, like 2 shows before, they didn't have a slogan kind of hammered out either. Small business is not a focus, but I like to put that on the screen for everybody. Here's the slogan that Jake knew right off the top of his head: your comfort fix since 1946. See how that rhymes? But I said, hey, instead of going through this back and forth like we did the last time somebody didn't have the slogan, let's go to ChatGPT and type it in. What would I say for this type of a company? He was doing detailing for cars, and it spit out a bunch of things. And then I put the name of the company there, so one included the name of his company. So he says, attention to detail for your detail, or something like that. We'll check that. But isn't ChatGPT kind of revolutionized, and Grok and Google AI, all of those things now. So he's getting alert on his phone
calls from
we're
robots.
We're finishing up here, but that's just kind of revolutionized the way we do business.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an incredible tool, and it will only make our jobs easier, and hopefully our customers will be the benefit of it.
Tell me that as we finish up, we got about a minute left here. What's the biggest objection people have? Is it always about cost? Is it always about, well, when am I getting the best value here? What is the biggest concern question that people have for you before they make a decision?
The number one concern everybody has, and this is a very valid thing, is, can I trust this person to take care of my house? This is a sacred space. Our house is our sanctuary. It's where our most important people and loved ones reside, and if you're going to let anybody in, you better know they're going to take care of the place. And so we want to pride ourselves on being good stewards of that privilege to come into your home and fix an issue that you've been suffering with.
There you have it, everybody. Take it up from Jake Nielsen, Schraer.com. We'll be back. Giddy up.